and welcome back. Today I'm excited to play with some, not new makeup, just play with some makeup. I am currently 1 week post-surgery, so if I look like I'm in pain, that's because I am. And I'm in my desk chair so I can lean back if I need to. I haven't really been able to move around much yet, but I wanted to sit down and play with some makeup that came in for my birthday. But yeah, let's dig into this. I have not necessarily a full face, but almost a full face of Ilia makeup. I've been wanting to try out the brand for quite a while now, and so that's what I picked up for my birthday. I got an array of products from Ilia, and we're gonna put them on the face. I just washed my face, and I want to mention this product in here. I got this from an influencer Vox box. So I got this for free. This is the Hourglass Equilibrium Restoring Essence, and it just takes literally 2 drops of this stuff, and it's so hydrating and it glides so beautifully over the skin. So I've been using this morning and night, and I have thoroughly been enjoying it, and a little bit does go a long way. I've been using it a lot, and it's only down to here. So amazing product. Definitely recommend this from Hourglass. When I saw these in the box, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really did get a lot, which I thought it was gonna end up being a lot more expensive than it was, but look at all this. Just let me show you real quick what I got, and then we'll start putting it on my face. So first up, we have the Ilia The Necessary Eyeshadow Palette, and this is in the shade Cool Nude. I've actually been eyeing this palette for quite a while. I think it is so beautiful. Next product is the True Skin Serum Concealer from Ilia. The Ilia, am I gonna say Ilia at the beginning of every product? Probably. The Nightlight Bronzing Powder in Drawn In. I've heard this is a beautiful bronzer. I'm moving a little slow, but that's okay. Next up is the Ilia Flow Through Radiant Translucent Powder SPF 20. And then the famous Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 40. I have this in the shade 0.5. And then the last thing I picked up is a set of mini products. I was able to pick up a few more of their products without having to buy the full size. There's Limitless Lash, which I do already own, the Liquid Powder Chromatic Eye Tint, the Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil, and the Lip Wrap Hydrating Mask. So let's go in and start. We're gonna start with the skin tint on the face. I'm going to apply this with my fingers. You see this nasty bruise? It's from the IV, so just sorry about that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the skin tint. This is the Super Serum Skin Tint, and it says to shake vigorously, so I'm gonna shake this baby up quite a bit. I'm gonna use my hands first and see how that works. I prefer applying skin tints with my fingers, so that's how I'm gonna start. I'm sorry if I'm not in frame like I normally am. I'm trying. Whew. It's actually a little too light for me, which is pretty hard to do. It feels quite thick, even though it's a sheer coverage. Like, it feels very hydrating and it's not greasy, very moisturizing. That with my fingers was a very, very sheer application. I'm going to try it on the Moda Buffer brush. See if this does any better coverage. It's definitely a very glowy product. It has an interesting smell. I don't particularly like the smell, but it's not bad to where I wouldn't wear it. Okay, so there's one light layer of it. It is very, very sheer. I'm gonna see if it builds up any. This has niacinamide, squalene, and hyaluronic acid, so it does have some good skincare benefits. I feel like I will probably enjoy this in the summer, but let's see. So upon first application, it's not my favorite skin tint that I've used recently. The pigments seem to slide around the skin a lot. I'm trying to pat it in because the brush definitely kind of left it sitting on the skin. It seems a little bit on the oily side, but it may look okay after we have the rest of the makeup on. We shall see. First impression of the skin, of the Ilia skin tint, not sure. Not my favorite at the moment. Next, we're gonna go into the Ilia concealer. So this is their True Skin Serum Concealer. I don't know if this is supposed to be full coverage or if it's a lighter coverage like tint. It says smoothing, brightening, and stabilized vitamin C. I find that hard to believe. Skin that looks like skin, a clean silicone and fragrance-free medium coverage concealer with skincare benefits. Ultra lightweight formula blends easily to help reduce the appearance of dark circles, discolorations, and blemishes. I like the doe foot. This is the lightest shade of concealer. This is in the shade, wow, that's really, really tiny, Mallow. And the concealer, lightest shade in the concealer is definitely darker than that skin tint was. Because that skin tint was pretty light, and this is a little bit darker and it has more of a yellow tone to it. Okay, not working with fingers. Yeah, what I love is the foundation brush. Let's see how it works with this. Okay, I'm gonna try to scoot forward a little bit without hurting myself. You can see how this is sitting on the skin right now. The lights make it look a little bit better than it actually is, but it's really just sitting on top of the skin and there's so much texture showing. It is such a dewy combination. The concealer is pretty dewy as well. I don't know if I would like it better with a different foundation product, but right now I just look very textured and greasy and I really don't like this so far. Okay, let's see if powder will help this situation or make it worse. So I have their powder in one, so that's buff, that's open. So the product comes out of the middle of the brush. You can see that right there. Tap a little bit of this on and then I turn it to buff so it doesn't dispense any more of the product and just buff that in. Skin looks absolutely awful. It's not mattifying this a whole lot, which I can't even tell. The problem with these types of applicators is it's really hard to tell how much product you're getting out, if any. Oh my gosh, I feel like my face looks like a hot mess. I can't really comment on this powder with the base that's underneath it. It definitely doesn't mattify, which I think it's actually supposed to be slightly illuminating. So it is a radiant translucent powder, so it is not a mattifying. It keeps that glow from that skin tint, but I just feel like everything is sitting on top of my face. Like it looks very makeup-y, but it's not covering. So it's making my skin look worse than with no makeup. I'm gonna do my brows real quick and then we'll move on. Let's move on to their powder products because I have a little bit higher hopes for the powder product. Before we get into that, I actually want to use their little bitty tiny mini lip mask to go ahead and get my lips hydrating. So I'm just gonna dig my finger in. A very lightweight, thin kind of lip mask. Actually reminds me of Carmex, the little Carmex in the tubs, but a little bit thinner. It has a slight minty smell, I think, like very, very faint. Okay, so we're gonna move on to, let's do the cheeks. I have a balmy gloss and a liquid powder chromatic eye tint. I don't have a blush. I thought I had a blush, but I don't. Let's move on to the bronzer then. So this is the Nightlight Bronzing Powder. And I don't know how pigmented this is, so I'm going to try and go very lightly with this, but this is my favorite brush to put bronzer on with. This is from Complex Culture. And ooh, just gonna bronze up the outer portions of my face. I'm not really used to putting bronzer on with such light coverage. I feel like it kind of looks looks a little bit weird when I can still see all the imperfections in my skin. I don't know why that is. I either wear makeup or I don't, kind of thing. I don't know. But as far as the bronzer goes, I do like it. There's the bronzer. I feel like it might be a little bit warmer than what I'm used to. I normally use the Hourglass. Oh my gosh. No, they're like almost identical. It's pretty pigmented. I think it has a little bit more pigment than the Hourglass. All right, so there's the bronzer. I think that I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more when I have a different base on. I feel like the skin tint is kind of throwing me for a loop, but that's okay. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put the Balmy Gloss on. It's a tinted lip oil, and this is in the shade Only You. Ooh, I like the color. I think we found a product that I like. Slippy, cushiony kind of feeling on the lips. I actually really like this. Okay, so I like the gloss. Let me look at the liquid powder chromatic eye tint. I don't know if I can use this with the powdered eyeshadows, so let me swatch this right here and see what it looks like. But this, oh, it does dry to a nice powdery finish. I feel like this eyeshadow would probably end up being a good kind of one and done liquid eyeshadow. I don't know if I'll be using it with the eye palette because this is also a cool tone. So let's get to the eyeshadow palette because that is what I am here for. This is the product that I was most excited for. I've been eyeing this palette for quite a while. The colors are right up my alley. So I'm actually going to start here with Undo. Let's see. All right, we got some pigment here. Put this on my lower lash line. So now I'm gonna go into Teardrop. This color is the one I was most excited for. This is a beautiful, dusty purple mauve. This is the kind of color that I could just wear every single day. Shadows seem to be blending so nicely. They have pigment, but not too much. I feel like this could be beginner friendly if you are not used to putting on a ton of pigment at once. But it does still show up and you can build it. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, I really want to test out the shimmers in here as well. So I'm going to take the bottom Unravel right here and I'm going to put this on the outer corner of my eye. I hope that it shows up this beautiful, it's almost like a chocolatey purple, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But, oh my gosh. It is so pretty, guys. So I'm liking the color. I'm having a little bit of difficulty blending, but I don't know if it's because of that concealer is a serum concealer that it's kind of slippery, but I do really, really love that color. So I'm going to top it with Infinity. Oh, it actually looks a little bit warmer on than I thought it was, but still so beautiful. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that, I didn't say the name earlier, Teardrop, to blend out kind of all these edges to finish off this look. So this eye look ended up being a lot more dramatic than the level of coverage I have for my face, so I think I'm gonna try and fix it. Add a little coverage with my Laura Geller powder. This powder is so underrated, guys. If you haven't checked out the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Foundation, this is my favorite powder to set under my eyes. I like to set my whole face with this. It adds a little bit of coverage. I actually haven't used this just strictly as a powder foundation, but I'm sure you could. I have dry skin and I find that this works really well on me. I have gone through an entire one of these and I am going to need another one in the near future. It just helped add some coverage, kind of mattify the little bit of craziness that I had going on. Put on some eyeliner real quick and be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up my backup of my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. The other one was getting pretty old and I seem to have misplaced it anyways. I just find that this mascara works so well. I love the brush. It is dual-sided. So on one side it has a shorter, closer together bristles, and the other side has longer, spaced out bristles. And if you use one side, you get more volume, and the other side you get more length, and it just works so beautifully. I expect to like this mascara because I don't really like these more plasticky, pokey wands, but it seems to work. Okay, so here is the Limitless Lash Mascara. All right, so here's the final look using the Ilia products. Let's do a quick rundown. What I like, what I don't like. So first of all, the skin tint. I've heard mixed reviews on this, but I've heard that this is like a bestseller. This is supposed to be a very, very good one. I don't know if it's for me. I do have dry skin, so I thought I would like the kind of more hydrating, dewy oiliness of it, but it's the kind of oiliness where the pigments slip around. Oh, there's another one I tested recently. Which one was it? I may have returned it. I returned a couple. I did a week of foundation recently, and there was another one that I tested out where I felt like it just kind of, the pigment slid around the face, and it just didn't work quite. I think I returned it. Not a favorite for me. I will try it 1 or 2 more times, but I can pretty much already tell this is not gonna be one that I reach for. Concealer. Very hydrating. It's a little bit dark. I feel like it's a little bit too slippery. It is a serum concealer, but I feel like it's gonna be a little bit too slippery. I don't know. I need to try it without the skin tint under it because I think that definitely affected it some. But I definitely want to try this out some more and see if it works better on its own or with other products. Powder. Again, this is another product that I'm just not sure of yet. I like the convenience of the application of this, but I don't like the fact that I don't know how much powder I'm putting on my face. And especially with the draw of this being a SPF powder, the draw of that and maybe like retouching your SPF throughout the day. I don't like that I don't know how much powder I'm putting on, so I really don't know if it's getting any SPF coverage at all, if that makes sense. I don't know. I do like the fact that there is a little refillable thing that you can buy more powder and use this container, but I don't know if I like the powder. That's actually very, very tiny amount of powder. The bronzer, I think I might actually end up liking this bronzer. It seemed to be a very similar shade to one that I normally use. It's very pigmented, so I may try a little bit fluffier of a brush next time when I use this, but I think this might be one of the winners in this haul. The eyeshadow palette, I like, but I don't love it as much as I expected to. I feel like this is the type of palette you would buy for kind of an everyday easy look, but it's very dramatic on my skin tone. It's very smoky, very nighttime, which I like, but I don't know that it will be something that I use all the time. I wish that there was a lid shade that was lighter. I really like having, like, this is beautiful, but not like an everyday kind of beautiful. This is more of an evening lid shade for me. It sounds kind of weird, but I like lighter, brighter shades for my everyday kind of look. But I do really like this particular shade right here. I don't know, I think this shade is a little finicky for blending out, but the mattes worked beautifully. I could probably use these and then use a different shimmer on my lid. So I'll continue testing that out to see. Mascara, you know I love. The lip mask I think is nice. I don't like it as much as some other lip masks that I've tried. I really liked the old Bite Beauty before the agave one before they changed the formula. I love the Tatcha, the Kiss You lip mask. That's kind of my favorite. I don't currently have it. I used it up, but I'm gonna use this and see how it works more long term. The lip oil I did really, really enjoy. This is actually very pretty, so it's right here. It's a little bit more orangey, warm toned, this specific shade than I would normally go for it, but I think this could make a very beautiful one and done shadow. It dried down to a nice powdery finish. I think it could potentially be very pretty, and I'll probably try it out at another time. I'm exhausted. My voice is going, as you can probably tell. I hope this video wasn't painful to watch since I'm in pain. I'll probably do an update video. I think I want to do a spring makeup roundup video. I haven't done one. Makeup wrap up is what I called it. Haven't done one of those in quite a while, but I've been testing out several products this spring. So I'm going to just do a wrap up of all the products that I've tested. I will probably do that maybe at the end of this month as we're going into summer. Wrap up all the spring makeup. So I will update you on these in that video, and got lots of new stuff coming because I do have more makeup, including the new Bite Beauty blush. So that'll probably be the next video, some of these other products, but I have a very interesting story to tell you on this in the next video. Guys, but that is gonna wrap it up for this one. I hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoyed getting to play with makeup and actually sit up like a human for the first time in a week. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you wanna see future videos, hit that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay gorgeous. Bye. Let's see what we ate. I'm okay, I really am. So, including this little boy. So I called it a boy.